Good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Man, back when I was wearing the mask, I was doing Saturday in Proverbs. And I said, you know what? This is a good time. I haven't done one of them without the mask. So why don't you come on here and do a Saturday in Proverbs without the mask? Now, this is my favorite book of the Bible. And the reason it's my favorite book of the Bible is because one, it has a chapter for every day of the month. There are 31 chapters in Proverbs. And when they're not 31 days, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay? And Proverbs is not telling you from a 2,000 year ago perspective. Proverbs is telling you, New York, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Proverbs is telling you from a today's perspective. Okay? It's showing you how to live on a daily basis. That's why I like Proverbs. Okay? You ain't got to try to stretch your mind 2,000 years. You can look right here, right now, and see what it's talking about, because King Solomon was the wisest man ever, and no man will be as wise, and he wrote Proverbs. So I think there's something you should be able to learn from the wisest man ever. Okay, so anyway, let me pray and get into the word. Father, thank you for another day to gather around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, that I may precisely articulate your word to pierce the hearing and the hearts of the people listening, so that we may live the righteous lifestyle you have ordained for us to live. Okay? So since today is the 21st, we'll start at the 21st chapter. Okay, now y'all know how I like to do. I also like to give definitions so that you can see firsthand what is being said. All right. Chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Like the rivers of water, he turns it wherever he wishes. See, and this is the thing that I think especially a lot of Christians are losing sight of. The fact that God can turn your heart whichever way he wants. And he's the only one that can do that. Okay? Every way of a man is right in his own eyes. This is verse 2. But the Lord weighs the heart. There again. That shows you how important your heart is. The Bible says, it even says in Proverbs, man, guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it comes the issues of life. When God gives you something, he said he will give you the desires of your heart. Now, if your desires don't line up with his words, you can't blame that on God. And you got a lot of people going out here doing things, getting themselves in debt, and they talking about, look how God blessed me. And they struggling to pay for it. This is one thing I can say in this hotel, boy. A lot of these folk living, they got some nice looking cars. They ain't got nowhere to stay, but boy, they got some nice looking cars. And this one dude, he come out here, sometimes he'll sleep on the parking lot in his brand new car. I'm serious. All right, verse 3. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. To do righteousness. Let's look up that word righteous. Righteousness. So that we can, like I said, I like to give you the definition so that you can put this in perspective. Righteousness. The quality of being morally right or justifiable. Righteousness. The quality of being morally right. See, when you morally right, you're going to say what you mean and mean what you say. When you're morally right, you don't say one thing and mean something else. Somebody got to figure it out. Okay? It says to do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Okay? A haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin. A haughty look. Matter of fact, let's look up that word haughty. Haughty. Arrogantly superior and disdainful. Listen. A haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin. And haughty is arrogantly superior and disdainful. Man, you looking down on people. That's what you're doing. You think you better than. It can't happen to you. That's what that means. Verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely come to poverty. And when you in haste, you in a hurry. Let me say that again. When you in haste, you in a hurry. Verse 6. Getting treasures by a lying tongue is the fleeting fantasy of those who seek death. Getting treasures by a lie. Man, that's trying to get something for nothing. That's what this is telling you. Getting treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting fantasy of those who seek death. Trying to get something for nothing and get caught up in a whole bunch of crap that now, oops, I'm sorry, is too late. Verse 7. The violence of the wicked will destroy them because they refuse to do justice. Verse 8. The way of a guilty man is perverse, but as for the pure, his work is right. The way of a guilty man is perverse. Let's look up that word perverse. Perverse. Of a person or their actions showing a deliberate desire to behave in a way that is unreasonable and unacceptable. Okay? Of a person or their actions showing a deliberate desire to behave in a way that is unreasonable and unacceptable. Okay? The way of a guilty man is perverse. And again, we say that's showing a deliberate desire to behave in a way that's unreasonable or unacceptable. You ain't going to be able to change them. Talking to them ain't going to help because their minds are made up. Verse 9. Better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman. Let me read that again. Better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious. Man, let's look up that word contentious. I don't want to assume that you know what it means. Causing or likely causing an argument, controversial. Listen, contentious, causing or likely to cause an argument. And this says it's better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than to share a house with a woman that's likely to cause an argument. And King Solomon wrote this over 2,000 years ago. And it's still prevalent today. Because, boy, see, that's how come women don't know their power. A lot of women do not know their power. Verse 10, the soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. Okay? Verse 11, when the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. Listen to this. When a scoffer is punished, matter of fact, let's look up that word scoffer. Scoffer, someone who mocks, jeers, or treats something with contempt, often in a way that shows they think it's silly or stupid. And you know who this fits a good pattern of? Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis is a scoffer because she think what she's doing with that married man is okay, and anybody against it is crazy. That ain't none of your business. It ain't that way. Okay? It ain't gonna work that way. And God can't bless nothing like that. That man married. He's still living in the house with his wife. I don't know what he done told you or what he done gave you, but he got you acting like a pure fool. If that must be some good Johnson, boy, cause you sure acting crazy. And I say the scoffer, someone who mocks, jeers, or treats something with contempt. And the fact that you're questioning her relationship with this man, she treats that with contempt. That's a scoffer. Okay? And it says, when the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. Because now you done put a new wrinkle on his brain. When you talk to somebody wise, see, they can understand the instruction. They understand. They're not taking it personal. They're listening. Because whoever is instructing them is giving them some clues to how things go. And see, and if you caught up in your emotions and your feelings, then you're going to miss the clue. And it might save you a lot of trouble out here in the streets, too. The righteous God wisely considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness. The righteous God wisely considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Say what you mean what you say. Okay. Verse 13. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard. See, that's why I go to tell you, man, be careful how you treat people. Because the Bible say, beware of how you entertain a stranger, because you might be entertaining an angel unaware. And you looking down on an angel that could be there to bless you. And you get a curse. Okay? Verse 14. A gift in secret pacifies anger, and a bribe behind the back, strong wrath. We see this all the time in politics. You got some jokers going to jail right now because of say a gift in secret pacifies anger, and a bribe behind the back, strong wrath. That's the truth. Verse 15. It is a joy for the just to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. Somebody say, how come I can't use my Social Security check to pay for my apartment? Obviously, it's not enough. That's a simple answer. It's not enough. If it was, that's what I would be doing. Next question. That's an easy fix. That's an easy answer. It's obviously ain't enough. Okay? And I ain't by myself. That's what I didn't figure out. I ain't by myself. Verse 16. A man who wanders away from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. Let me read that again. A man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. What's going on, Michael? Thank you, man. All right. Man, listen, see, sometimes you got to enjoy the experience. If God's got his hands on you, why you worried about how it's going to turn out? And that's what I've come to realize. Man, if God got his hands on me, ain't no sense in me worrying about how it's going to turn out. I'm just still trying to perfect what I'm doing. It's just that simple. If I'm doing what God want me to do, God got this. I ain't got to worry about this. Man, in fact, when I finish this live, I need a brand new cart, man. I've been trying to find some wheels, and I said, I just might as well go on and buy me a brand new cart. Some money that I don't know where it's coming from. But this evening, I'm going to Lowe's and I'm going to get me a brand new cart. Because my other one, the wheels are messed up. So I'm going to step out on my faith and believe that tomorrow I'm going to have the money for this room too. That's all I can do. Let God work it out. I ain't got to worry about it. God gonna work it out. See, and you got so many people that are sitting around dwelling on the condition that they in instead of looking for answers, looking for solutions, keeping their minds busy. You see, when you start dwelling on stuff and rehashing stuff, your mind ain't busy. Your mind ain't busy at all. That's the devil's workshop. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. And right now, you got too many people walking around with idle minds doing absolutely nothing. I'm not running no con on nobody. No, I got a simple message. Stop hating each other because you disagree that everybody agrees with. Okay? You might be Lady Trucker. Since you're bringing up the name. You could be Lady Trucker. You know, so see, this is what I come to find out. You're gonna always have people that's gonna try to get you off track. But anyway, let's get back to verse 17. He who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. Okay? Verse 18. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. See that, and that's what I keep trying to tell people, man. That there's see when says the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous. Man, when you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't perfect. You're not harmful. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't gonna use nobody. You ain't gonna talk to nobody, talk about nobody. You ain't gonna stab them in the back. You're gonna say what you mean what you say. When you live a righteous lifestyle. So that means that when you deal with people, you're gonna deal with them straight up. And sometimes they might be offended by the truth that you speaking. Here go again, verse 19. Better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. Let's get you out of here. I'm tired of this, man. I don't need this. Let's put you out of here, because I don't need all that distraction. Okay. Yeah, I'm on Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah, I got my mask off now. I'm waiting to go back on Jesse Lee so I can plant my foot up in his behind. Yes, indeed. Oh, no talking Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I ain't got my mask on now. I can talk some talk. Okay? And I'm going to put my foot up in his butt. That's what I'm going to do. Better not ever invite me back on this show again. Verse 20. There is desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it. Verse 21. He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. There's a reward with living right. And the only difference is when you're doing wrong, it comes out just like, Tanya, happy Saturday to you. Thank you for joining me. See, when you're doing wrong, man, you get the results just like that. But when you're doing right, see, you got to let that stuff marinate before it manifests itself. You're going to have to go through some stuff when you're doing it the right way. You can't hurry the results. See, but when wrong, see, the devil, he got some, what is that, a yeast on his stuff, boy. It make it happen just like that. But when you're living right, you ain't dealing with no yeast. It takes time. Listen, verse 22. A wise man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the trusted stronghold. See, a wise man scales the city of the mighty. See, you ain't intimidated. A wise man ain't intimidated. See, a wise man is the one that's always looking for that weakness, which is an opportunity. See, anytime you see something, man, that's an opportunity. A weakness is an opportunity. Verse 23. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keep his soul from troubles. Let me say that again. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Donald John Trump. Whatever comes up, comes out. And look at all of the madness that's going on around him. And all that man got to do is shut his mouth. And he won't have half the trouble because he telling people what he gonna do, and they're already ahead of him trying to sabotage him. Verse 24. A proud and haughty man, scoffer, is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. See, that's them people that think it can't happen to them. They always want to be a distraction, always got a stone to throw. See, that's arrogant. Verse 25. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. Verse 26. He covets greedily all day long, but the righteous gives and does not spare. See that lazy man, that you know, sometimes I be driving. We have a lot of people be panhandling on the street. And you know, when they standing at the corner, you get to the light, and I be watching some of them jokers, people give them $1. And I said, let me just see where their hearts are. When they walk up to me, I said, man, give me $1. Oh man, I ain't got nothing. That's what I'm out here for. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got $1 to give. See, that's how you find it when you done saw somebody give him $1. Now you know he just in it for himself. But now if that person turn around and say, oh, you need $1? Here, man, I'll give you $1. Then whatever change I was gonna give him, I put that $1 with it and give it to him. But them jokers, when you ask them for some money, they ain't got nothing. Shoot, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Because they in it for themselves. Okay? Verse 27. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wicked intent? Okay? Verse 28. A false witness shall perish, but the man who hears him will speak endlessly. A false witness is a liar. A false witness is a liar. And it says, they shall perish. And you see, listen. Even some of the lies that Satan tell got a grain of truth in them. Let me say that again. Even the lies that Satan and his followers tell, they got a grain of truth in them. That's what gets your attention, that grain of truth. And they put on their deception, they add the ingredients of the deception that go along with it. Okay? Verse 29. A wicked man hardens his face, but as for the upright, he establishes his way. Verse 30. There is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. Let me say that again. There is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. And verse 31. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. Okay? Let God fight your battles, man. Get out of it. Stop worrying. Just step out on your faith and keep doing what you got to do. That's the only thing you can do. And then you'll find in the end, it all gonna work out. And you know, like Friday, man. Friday was one of them days. I had some women, some old women, as a matter of fact, at the White House tell me that I should be doing what I'm doing for free. That I shouldn't be out there with a donation bucket. Because they come out there with their little signs for 20, 30 minutes every day. and they gone. And they saying that I should be able to sit there. I'm supposed to sit there and share all my creativity, all my energy, all my good vibration for nothing. I shouldn't expect anything from it. Okay? Wow. Y'all know who this? Yeah, and see, this is a good example. Here's a good example. Let me show y'all. Here's a good example how people use the name of Jesus try to get you to drop your guard. Now, here this I love Jesus is just the same quack that was on here a few minutes ago talking about Lady Trucker. They done got the other. And I love Jesus, but look, late to class, biggest case of the farce known to man, Taco Bell farce, is this brother a train conductor? Really? Really? See, it goes to show you that if I identify with my brand, that shows you how effective my brand is that you think I'm a train conductor. That shows you just how good this shit is. That's why some that wait a minute, hold on, let me get you out of here. Let's get you out of here. Get you out of here. You and your I love Jesus. See, get you out of here. Yeah, get that. And see, and you Christians, that is the biggest uh that's the quickest way to identify a deceiver. That deceiver is the one that always want to know your relationship with Jesus. Let me say that again. See, the deceiver is the one that always want to know your relationship with Jesus. You believe in Jesus? Well, if you listen to me talk, you wouldn't have to ask me what I believe in because you would hear Jesus if you was listening. But see, you trying to get people to drop their guard with the name of Jesus. So you can just take advantage of them and use them. You got a lot of Christians right now, man, falling for that trick. You got some of the biggest wolves in sheep clothing running around using the name of Jesus and grifting and just devouring Christians financially, getting all their money with the name of Jesus. What would Jesus do? All right? So be careful. Watch that. Pay attention to that. Okay? Don't drop your guard just because somebody run up on you with the name of Jesus. Check them out. See what they doing. Okay? There you go, man. That was my Saturday in Proverbs. My first one without the mask. All right? It was the 21st today. It's the first one. Okay? I see y'all. I got to go get me a new cart. See you later.